in the statement 25% of 12 is 3, it has 3 separate numbers. And in real life, at any time, one of these numbers could be unknown, and you have to ask yourself a question. So here are 3 examples of questions. Okay, what is 25% of 12? So the number that's missing here is this 3. So if that's the case, you're trying to find a part of a number, because 3 is a part of the number 12. It's 25% of 12. Okay. The next question that could be asked is 3 is what percent of 12? Okay. So what you're trying to find is this. So the question may look like 3 is what percent of 12? So this is your percent. Okay. And then the last question that could be is 3 is 25% of what? Okay, so you're looking for this whole number. The whole number is the big number. 3 is 25% of 12. Okay, so at any given time, one of those numbers could be missing. And in 6.3, they're going to teach us how to find the missing number using a percent proportion. Okay, so again, in that example, 25% of 12 is 3. We have a part represented as the 3. And we're going to write a proportion model that you can use to solve any problem. So I'm going to use my part. Okay, part is represented by the letter A. Over my whole number. My whole number is this 12, and it's represented by a W. Equals my percent, P over 100. Okay, this is your part, over your whole, which is represented by the letter or variable W, and then this is your percent. Okay, so A over W equals P over 100. You can use this proportion to solve any of these percent questions that we may have. So here's a question. What percent of 15 is 12? What percent of 15 is 12? The first thing that jumps out at me is this of 15. When you see the word of, this is your whole number. Of 15, 15 is going to be your whole number. So I'm going to put that at the bottom. Is 12. Okay, well 12 is not a percent, so it's got to be the part. Okay, and I'm looking for what percent. So what percent tells me that this is the variable I'm looking for. So I'm going to have P over 100. So I have 12 over 15 equals P over 100. And then what I simply do is I just cross multiply. So I'm going to take 12 times 100. Okay, so 12 times 100. And then I'm going to divide by 15 to solve for P. Okay, if you want to see that whole thing played out, I really get 12 times 100 equals 15P, and then I have to get my P alone, so I divide by 15. Okay, so I just skipped this whole thing, this step, and just went straight to 12 times 100 equals, or 12 times 100 divided by 15. Okay, so if I plug that in my calculator, I'm going to get that P equals 80. Okay, but if P is 80, my real answer is what? Again, remember I'm asking what percent, okay, what percent of 15 is 12? So my answer is 80%. Okay, make sure when you're solving for P, you remember to make it a percent by putting that percent label there. Here's another question. What number is 36% of 50? The first thing that jumps out at me is at 36%. So I'm going to have 36 over 100. Okay, and then it shows of 50. Okay, I know that Of means whole number, so that's going to go at the bottom. So I'm looking for what number, or the part number. So I have A over 50 equals 36 over 100. Okay, again, I'm going to cross multiply, and I'm going to get 50 times 36 divided by 100 equals A. Okay, if you want to work that whole thing out, 50 times 36 equals 100A. And then I got to divide to get this. 50 times 36 50 times 36 divided by 100 equals A. So if I plug that into my calculator, I'm going to get that A equals 18. So the question is, what number is 36% of 50? 18 is the answer. Here is one more question. 150% of what number is 24? So the first thing that jumps out to me is that 150%. So that's my percent again. Of what number? Of, remember, is your whole number. And I don't know what that number is, so I'm going to put a W down there. Is 24. Okay, so 24 is my part. Okay, so I'm going to cross multiply and get 24 times 100 divided by 150 equals W. So plug that in your calculator, 24 times 100 divided by 150, and I get 16. Okay, so 150% of what? 150% of 16 is 24. So my answer is 16. The key to remember is this formula right here. A over W equals P over 100. If you can remember that A goes over W and P goes over 100, then you're going to be able to solve any of the equations.